When I'm going to start splitting a piece of wood, what I normally try and look for is a natural crack going down the tree. A lot of trees, especially dead trees, have this, and that's what you should try and look for, because often it will try and follow the crack, if you will, the split, a natural minor split in the wood. So when I'm laying my Froe across here, although it's hard to see, I'll probably be going here, from here down along here, trying to avoid this knot here. I don't want to go like across here like this, because otherwise I'll be fighting against this knot, and the same with this, so I'm gonna have to be cleverly try and bypass this along here like that. Okay, so once you've got your equipment all ready and you've been throwing a while, you'll start to see this happen to your mallet, and basically softwood doesn't last very long up against good old-fashioned American steel. So you've got to basically make more mallets up as time goes on. However, for all that, this still is doing the great job. Now if you look closely to the actual what I've just done here, what I basically did was I started it off with a hammer and chisel to basically get a start on it, and then once you've gone maybe less than 1/4 of an inch, much less than 1/4 of an inch, you can start hammering your throwing using the conventional technique. You can use the conventional technique of just hitting this through without the hammer and metal chisel, the metal wood splitting chisel, but it's a lot easier, and when your mallet's starting to get a bit knackered, you just start to hit diminishing returns. So what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be making this log plus many of its little friends here into half logs for cladding the side of this store cabin here. Now I've been a bit lazy with this. I haven't bothered peeling the log, which is making it a lot more difficult. So I'll probably have to resort to the old metal chisel. There. Probably can't see that clearly because of the camera angle. The split's now opened here. So I basically need to make sure this split stays in the middle and true, and start putting my wedges in now. There is a bit of messing around with it. That's just the way it goes. Now what I'll try and do now is I'll try and open the split up with this. I don't know how well this will work, folks, because when you're splitting, when you're throwing like this, it's very much an art. It's not a science. But basically I'll try and do what I can and see if it works. Now the experts out there do not agree a Froe should be used in this way. Froes are typically used for splitting wood into shingles, for roofing cabins and things like this. But you don't have to do it this way. Right, here we go. Now, I don't have a vice or a workshop for this, so it's just literally, as you can grasp. Also, smaller the log, believe it or not, the more difficult it can be, because with a large log, you've got a much longer mass to actually keep it pinned to the ground. How I'm keeping this even in place just here on a ground log here, and that's basically keeping it from moving that way, away from the camera. So that's at least doing that, but to stop it rolling backwards and forwards, I've got nothing really to do that. So literally I've just got to mess around with the wedges now. So in close up, crack's running quite nicely. Now this isn't a very long log, but like I say, it makes it more difficult in some ways, because although it's not very thick, it's only maybe probably a little over 6 inches thick. It's still very, it's still the mass, the lesser mass than say those big logs over there, make it more difficult. Try and show you as it's happening. Don't know how easy the camera's picking this up. Now, it's a lot quicker to use a chainsaw, don't get me wrong, but the old school ways, in some ways, are more preferable sometimes. Okay, I'll try and show you this on camera while it's rolling. Basically, I've widened the split with the splitting wedges, and now it's just a case of turning this with a bit of support, and you may get difficulties. Yeah, that was a bit of an action camera there. I had to be careful and break my camera because the Froe was about 2 inches from it under a lot of pressure. You can see now how wide in the split has made it like there, and it's all nicely going according to plan. Now what you don't want the split suddenly making a detour up here or detour up there, because that's like running out. It's like the split's running out, and you normally get, I've seen that normally when people have gone in at the side here or here to try and use something square, but thankfully it's not happened here. So that's the Froe basically widening the split nicely, and the wedges can just finish off the rest of the work. Now to hopefully finish her off with the Froe, but we'll see. There you go, half and half. Now, not completely perfect as I warned you. This piece here is a little bit doing its own thing, but I'm not too bothered by that because even if I lose that piece there, it's only going to take a small chunk out. So that's the Froe in action. Sorry the angles were all over the place, but I didn't have my tripod set up because I've been doing a million and one things today, and the weather seems like it's going to be raining and then it doesn't. But that's the Froe in action. The Froe didn't do much of the work, I warrant you on that. Much of it was wood splitting with the wedges, but the Froe did help open her up a little bit. And once you got the smallest gap made, your Froe makes all the difference. Anyway, that's the use of a Froe and a wooden mallet, plus all the other videos that went with it. I don't know if you've kept up with them. Thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe. As always, the adventure's continuing. All the best, folks.